Well, our name is Three Chord Weddings, and that's our kind of philosophy that's me, Dryson, and God. But we also like to think that on the wedding day, me, Dryson, and the wedding couple, those three chords make an unbreakable bond, which makes, your wedding planning much easier.
One of my favorite parts about working with Erin and this business is the fact that we are a husband-wife team. So I get to work with my wife every single day. And that's really cool because to me, this business is about family. It's about two families when you're getting married, coming together and being one. And so when we can serve other families with our family, I think that's the coolest thing in the world.
So I show up for the day whenever the bride wants me to show up. Basically, if they're getting their hair done at a certain place or getting their makeup done, that's when a lot of fun memories happen, hanging out with your girls or the guys hanging out together. I want you to be able to look back after your wedding day and see everything that happened that you might have forgotten about. For the first look, you either can do it, a couple ways. Sometimes people go the more traditional route and see each other for the first time at the ceremony. And the other way, more popular lately, is when people actually set up the first look before all the formal pictures happen, before the ceremony. Me as the photographer, or if you have a personal attendant, we'll kind of work together and set up the groom so he's at a certain spot looking away from you. And then we'll have the bride walk up behind and get some pictures of that first couple moments, and then we'll have the groom turn around and see his bride for the first time that day. And our last wedding, it was just full on tears. I loved it. It was great. I just love that I get to have a front row seat to all of that.
My job basically as a DJ is I want to be at the reception hall super, super early in the morning. And what that allows me to do is that allows me to test and tune to make sure that the music is on, everything looks fantastic, it sounds great, and if there are any challenges or technical difficulties we need to overcome, I've got hours to accomplish that before the ceremony even starts. That way, as soon as your first guest arrives, we have music on, I can welcome them to the reception hall, and things just flow smoothly that way.
Well, it's really nice too because with Dryson and I working together, if the bride or groom wants, to relay some information, they can just talk to me and I'll relay it to Dryson, or vice versa. So it makes it really much more convenient for the bride and groom.
One of my favorite things to focus on at the reception is the grand entrance. It's the official start to the reception, and we can bring people in a really fun way outside of just, this is Joe and Brittany. People, in my opinion, they might not know who your wedding party is. And so if we can really dive in and say, this is Joe, the groom's best friend ever since that one time they bet on a drinking game and lost. There's something fun. It allows us to let the guests connect with who the wedding party is and just really kicks the reception off in a fun way. In addition, it also gives Erin and I a chance to work together to really come up with some technical details. I can scout out the best route to come in, and then I can tell Erin, hey, I'm gonna have him come this way. What do you think about this? How's it gonna look for pictures?
It's great because I get to plan with him how I want things to go or where I want people to stand. I can set things up with my lighting and make it look really good. There's so many little things too at the reception, like the centerpieces. The bride, their mom, whoever puts so much time into making those. The kisses, everything. Even the food, a lot of the caterers put on great displays of their food, so it's kind of fun to remember, how everything, all the little details came together to make it look awesome.
When it comes to the music at a reception, people might not remember what's played, but I want them to remember how they felt. And a lot of that is just reading the crowd and understanding what are they enjoying. I don't like to stick with which one genre. I don't like to be top 40s all night. Maybe we'll start out with oldies and then we'll switch to top country. Maybe throw in some Shania Twain or some Weekend. It just really depends on how your crowd is reacting to describe how the music's gonna go that night.
And I like to stay for a while too and grab all of the fun things that happen when the dance begins. All the shenanigans. People like to get a little crazy, and that's a lot of fun. So, if I was only there for 8 hours and had to go home, that would be a lot that I'd be missing out on. So that's why we like to avoid an hourly package.
And I don't want someone to book us because we're the cheapest or the most expensive. I want them to look at us because we are a stress-free, simple solution, and we really focus on how we make people feel. We want people to feel special as they leave our events. We want them to remember forever, maybe not what song they danced to, but we want them to remember how they felt in that moment. There are a lot of different husband and wife teams out there that are maybe first and second shooters for videography or photography, but I think we're one of the only couples that actually bring photography and DJing into that marriage, that kind of relationship, that makes it easy for couples to book us. And it might sound a little cheesy, but I really think that our love together might overflow and help couples on their wedding day.